Since the communication is one of these important aspects for the project managers, and we say that 90% of the time of project managers they spend it on timing, I've decided to talk about let's say handling the crisis communication. So, welcome to the session on handling crisis communication and project management. So, crisis can arise from budget overruns or technical failures, legal issues, or external factors like the market shifts or natural disasters. Effective crisis communication ensures that the issues are managed swiftly, stakeholders stay informed, and project risks are mitigated. In this session, we'll explore the strategies for managing crisis, communication protocols for risk events, and how to ensure timely and accurate information flow. And to start by understanding crisis communication projects. So, crisis communication is about delivering the right information to the right people at the right time. Crisis communication is a structured flow of information during critical situation. A well-defined communication plan reduces the panic and confusion between the stakeholders. The stakeholders will trust will or let's say stakeholder trust is built through the transparency and timely updates. The key elements that a crisis communication plan should include. A well designed crisis communication plan includes the identification, response, and the stakeholder engagement and review. And to start with crisis identification, identification, it's like recognizing and assessing the issue. And when it comes to response strategies is about defining who communicates what and when. Fourth element we have, or third element we have, is the stakeholder engagement to ensure all of the parties are involved and informed. Post crisis review, which documents the lessons learned out of this crisis. Here are the key strategies for managing project crisis. So, crises require a swift and well planned responses. And here are the key, let's say, strategies that you need to follow when managing a project crisis. The first one is act quickly but strategically, and that will avoid the let's say knee-jerk reactions. Also, the second strategy here is to use a clear and honest messaging. Do not downplay or exaggerate the issues. The last strategy we have is to allocate a crisis response team by assigning responsibilities beforehand. The communication protocols for risk events. So you may have, this risk events where you've been asked, to develop a communication protocols. So establishing a clear protocols prevent the miscommunication. And how you can establish these protocols by defining who should communicate during the crisis. You need to use a predefined templates and messaging frameworks. Lastly, you need to ensure the constant updates to all of the stakeholders to keep them engaged and, let's say, aware about this crisis. For instance, let's say that in aviation emergencies, the airlines team follow a strict predefined or pre-established communication protocols to inform the passengers, authorities, and the media. Having a structured communication approach reduces the misinformation and panic. The next strategy here is to ensure timely and accurate information flow. Speed and accuracy in crisis communication can prevent escalation. So ensure to use a centralized reporting channels like the emails, dashboards, or meeting, whatever is needed to keep your stakeholder informed. Ensure information is fact based and verified before release. just can't, in case that you have met with any crisis or any issues, you cannot just establish communication to all of the stakeholder, causing them to panic. Tell us that you have enough facts based on, let's say, the facts of the project for releasing it. You also need to leverage real-time communication tools using Slack or Microsoft Teams crisis hotlines. Managing the stakeholder reaction in crisis situation, and this is part of your emotional intelligence, if you recall, when managing the stakeholder and managing the team. So stakeholder concerns vary based on their role on the project. Different stakeholders have different concerns during the crisis. So ensure to address the internal teams, clients, executives, and the public separately. Use the empathetic and transparent messaging. Tools and techniques it's used in effective crisis communication. So technology enhances the crisis response efficiency. And these crisis communication tools include the crisis communication softwares like Everbridge or Crisis Control. You have also this automated messaging systems for mass notification. Um, uh, Also utilizing the media and press management framework to communicate, let's say, the crisis news, solutions, and challenges. For example, here in a natural disaster management, the emergency response agencies or team uses an automated alert system to update the public and coordinate to rescue the efforts in real time. Here are the common crisis challenges that you might face. So, proactively addressing communication barriers prevent the escalation, and these barriers or challenges include the lack of uh, preparedness when you and that you can mitigate it by having a crisis communication playbook. The next challenge here you have is the slow response time and how you can mitigate that by automating alerts and updates. Also, the mixed messaging, and you can mitigate that by establishing a single communication source. To summarize our session about having a structured, let's say, crisis communication to prevent the escalation, we say that ensures a timely, clear, and honest messaging to maintain the stakeholder trust. And that effective crisis communication, as I said, is crucial in ensuring the project remains on track despite of the unexpected challenges. By following these predefined communication protocols, leveraging technology, and ensuring the transparency, the project managers can minimize the crisis impact and maintain stakeholder confidence.